Oh, hello YouTube, and welcome to my postmortem of the John Megacycle Birth of Industry OpenTTD tournament. We begin my the analysis of my run here in Seastable, which was my first city, and I put down one of those famous little 4 bus stations to just encourage city growth, which I left invisible so you could see city, and there is the city itself. Then we had this station doing both passengers and mail. Of course, we started out with passengers only and added mail a little bit later, and that route took us over here to Lewis Ditch. And same thing, passengers and mail. We're going to get to what makes this work and not get backed up, because what we have here, we got a little bit of stuff building up. We've got 147 bags of mail and 46 passengers there. Not very bad. But Seastable's a little bit more congested. It's a much bigger city, of course. Just to show you what it's. Oh, no, it wasn't too bad on this day. My check over, I think it was about a month later. It had a little bit more going there, so not bad. What makes this? Okay, well, let's go ahead and do this now. What makes this work without any waypoints or anything to keep it from getting stuck? You know, with a whole bunch of mail trains on one side or passenger trains blocking any access to the other asset. And that is probably the most underused tool in the base game of OpenTTD, and that is conditional orders. And we're going to take a look at the orders of this train here. This is a real simple conditional order that helps balance a route that has 2 ends, one producing a lot more and one producing less. You simply have a arrive at the station near end, and if there is nothing to load, it skips and it goes to the other side and fully loads on the far end. If there is something to load, it continues on and fully loads on the far end, and then goes to the other station near end and does its first little pickup, and if there's nothing there, it goes back to the first location. So that way, as long as you don't spam out too many trains, the idea here is just to send them in 1 or 2 at a time, as you see one side backing up with more than 2 train worths of cargo. You add a train, come back a little later and check it again and see if it's drained down, because what that does is it means you're always going to have trains moving from the heavy side. They're going to come in, load up, and go. The other side, they might wait. They might be loading and loading and loading. Well, trains are going to get there. They're going to unload, go, oh, there's nothing for me to pick up, and they're going to go back to their side, to the other side, and fully load again. No problem. It's great. The fact is, we have a total of 12 trains on this line. That's it. 12 trains is all it took to make that work. And let's see, was there? Okay, I thought. And that's both passengers and mail. They both have the same set of orders. Let's see, shared orders between them. No waypoints, nothing, and it doesn't get back to. We'll watch this train do what it does. Oh, go! There we go. Actually, that one just left. I was thinking it was just going. So this train is heading to the Lewis Ditch side, and this is what I do when I have 2-way cargo. I always try to do these conditional order sets. Let's take a look and see them. Except you can't see the load or not. Yep, and he is loading. Now, there comes a mail train. We'll just take a look until somebody comes in and has to leave. Here comes another mail train. Here we go. That one's at 72%, 74, 76. This one's unloading. And here comes another passenger train. This is definitely gonna get out. Yep, there he goes. He's gone. Didn't stick around, and now there's an open platform. Real simple. I actually did 3 passenger networks, 3 separate passenger networks. I had this network C-switch down to Mochester City, and I had this one, Freedstow, going using a lot of the same track as that last one, to Peaceable Park. And these ones ended up, the first 2 were cities actually, so they grew really fast and had a lot of need for trains. Peaceable Park Run had 11 trains, and this one I think was another one. This one only had 7 trains, so 18 trains total on that network using those. So it's never got rid of that clog, so it was good. Next up, I added farms. Oh, there's my first farm. And no, that's the second farm. Yeah, here's the first farm. And it's the same thing, the same 5-track station, handling both livestock and grain. You can see the trains there loading up. God, I think this has 12 trains as well. Most of them look like grain trains. Oh, actually, no, it's 12 trains, but some of those, oh, that's right, some of those are steel coming in through that factory. If we check one of these trains, check their orders. There's only 6 trains on that route. It's completely balancing them. Highly efficient. That's the trick of conditional orders. A lot of people have 20, 22 trains on here, thinking that they've got to have all that waiting. They see at one time a little backing up because the trains got moved on, and they throw another couple trains on it. This, you add it very slowly, one or two at a time at the most, and they come in, they check for what they need, and if there's nothing to pick up for them, they leave. Or in this case, this is a train that came in empty from the other side, so it's fully loading. Happened to be that one's almost at 90% already, so it's about to leave. And that handles your always having something to load with a pretty high probability. If you're not having something loading pretty much all the time, then it's probably about time to add another train. And as I said, next was coal. Coal was a little fun. This slowed me down quite a bit because I had, I think, at least 3, maybe 4 prospecting failures. And then the first 2 coal mines ended up being here, and here. So it definitely backed me up. I was waiting for a while. But then the third successful prospecting, I managed to get this. And of course, once I had that, I put a power station there, started loading up. Here you can see these 2 came back empty, and so they're fully loaded. That one just dropped off and it's gone. The coal network had only 5 trains on it to do So that's for the main line. So here's the other side. The other side had 2 to go, and again, power plant. So drop off, pick up, all in one move. So my coal network, it had this come in here, and we have a little side network bringing in the extra coal. So this one did back up sometimes. It had quite a bit. And those 2 that were stuck empty, and I don't know why they just happened to both be empty on that trip. But generally this stayed fairly empty. That's the worst I've seen. And one train is just about empty now. It's still not that bad. I think we have another train coming. Real soon. Maybe not that soon. Okay, next up we did iron ore. And iron ore ended up being, iron ore was here. And again, the same thing, iron ore, steel mill. And iron ore and steel mill. Both of them matched up, so you drop off and pick up at the same station, same conditional order, looking for a load. If there's nothing to load, go to the side that has more. Iron ore required only 4 trains. That's what I started with. 4 trains. I came back later after I'd gotten everything else going and added the steel to the factory, joined them up here, and dropped them off. That was the rest of that factory right there on there. And then after that, added the goods run, just a short one. Didn't make much money to Manchester City. I just wanted to utilize the goods that I had rather than waste them. And I also had forests. Forests, same thing. I think also 4 trains on this network. Never needed any more. It's a fairly short run. Again, like the iron, this was pretty short. This one's even shorter. And there's and then I took the goods from this one, and of course, sawmill on that side. Took the goods by truck this time. Back here to Lewis Ditch on this side. And from here down to Manchester City. So utilizing my runs. At oil rig here, and just dropping it off at Freedstow. And then I also created an oil platform over here and built a refinery here and forgot to put a ship on it. So I ended up just wasting that money all the way around. 2 industries and a dock, and forgot to put a ship on. I guess I got distracted, moved on to something else, and forgot to put a train. And this retired, I think, sometime around 1999. They said, "Well, you're not going to use me. I'll shut it down." And I know we weren't required to do valuables, but I decided to add a couple of banks and truck the valuables from Feastable Park to C-Switch. Had I thought about it earlier, in the last 2 or 3 years, while I was just monitoring the total run, I ended up going, you know what, I've got trains, I've got trucks, I've got ships. I might as well add aircraft. The largest city on the base map added an airport and delivered those folks down to here. Had I thought about it at the same time as I was thinking about a bank, I would have put a bank up at the top corner and one down here, or maybe since I had 2 banks, I could have put a bank over here and trucked them over here and shared the valuables between these 2 cities at opposite corners of the map, which would have been fantastic. Didn't think of it, but I got all the different transportation types in, all the industries, including valuables, including banks, and just had a heck of a lot of fun. I want to thank John Megacycle for doing these tournaments. They are a lot of fun. If you're not getting involved, find Megacycle Entertainment on Discord and take part in the next one that comes up, because you are absolutely going to love it. And of course, before we finish up, we have the obligatory thanks, John. Good night.